Well, hello there, folks. It's me, RJB, and today we're going to look at more Mong against Luckyback, because I prepared a whole map of these two facing off in 2019, the year that Luckyback and Mong first faced off many times, not just once, but they faced off about 30-40 times in total. And this is from September 22nd of 2019. This is around the time where I believe Mong started to achieve the #1 rank as Terran on fastest map. Not the best fastest map player all around, but his Terran on fastest map at this point was honestly probably already #1. Better than Flash's Terran on fastest. Flash played a lot of fastest, specifically against players like 458, perhaps against Brain, against Libogu as well. You can find them on Flash's YouTube channel, actually. If you go to Flash's YouTube channel and you want to watch Flash's first-person point of view playing against 458, just look for Flash Tube. I think that's his YouTube channel. I'm not sure. You know what? I'll put it down in the description later on. Flash's YouTube channel. And you can see Flash play fastest, himself. And there used to be a Flash against Mong best of 5 set on YouTube as well, on Mong's channel. It might also be on Flash's channel, but Mong removed all of his videos about a year and a half ago and turned his channel into an eating channel and cooking channel. He's a really good cook. He can cook some amazing meals. Like the food he makes, it looks delicious. It honestly looks amazing. This guy, not sure if he's a professional cook, but he's just awesome at the stuff he makes. And yeah, he had they called it a mukbang channel, where someone cooks and eats. It's kind of a very popular thing, comes from Korea, because mukbang is a Korean word. Not exactly sure what it means, but it probably means something like social eating or something. I'm not too sure. Anyway, back to the match. Luckyback against Mong. I haven't really said anything about the match itself. We got Luckyback here on the orange Protoss on the middle left of the map on the 9 o'clock spawn location. Goes for triple cannon there in the front. That's a lot of cannons. Also, just allow me to turn up the game sound just a little bit. It feels a little bit low. Actually, it's pretty good. It's in a pretty good spot. This is pretty good. I'll keep it right there. I'm satisfied with this. Just my own volume of my headset was on very low. So Mong here starts off with triple barracks into a second command center, getting a pretty good wall up there in the front, because there is not enough room for 3 supply depots in a row. He makes one a little bit further behind. And he's going to build a supply depot on either sides. Marines can still walk through. He's going to place them there here in the front, but once he sees that there's 3 cannons there in Luckyback's choke, he won't be able to try and break through with Marine Medic Stim. At least not yet. He might try further down the line, though. He might try later on. But at the moment, I would say that trying to break through at this point probably won't have much success other than losing Marines pointlessly. Luckyback, though, doesn't feel safe enough yet, so he gets cannon number 4 there in the front. Cybercore finishes up right as I look at it, getting a 3rd gas. That is a 3 gas double nexus. That's more gas than I believe he actually needs at the moment. Getting a Citadel of a Dune there in the top corner. Still only a single gateway, 1 cannon there at his nexus to protect from just the very rare occasion that a Firebat somehow makes their way onto the probes. That's also why he's getting vision on every single corner of his base. He's placing pylons. He wants to be 100% sure that a barracks is not floated over the hill, and the Firebat runs at his probes, kills his probes, and he loses the game. I've seen people lose games to that exact thing way too many times. I've lost games myself in that exact scenario. It doesn't feel good. It feels kind of bad. It feels like I should have seen this coming, but I didn't prepare for it. It just feels really really bad when it happens to you. So Stim is finishing up now for Mong. Level 1 attack is on the way from the engineering bay. He's got factory finished up and machine shop on the way. Scan is finished there on his second command center. Things are looking great for Mong. He hasn't been touched, but I do think he had the opportunity here to go for triple command center. Also, he's also on triple gas. It feels like both players went a little bit too hard on the amount of refineries and assimilators they actually needed. There's already assimilator number 4 coming up for Lucky Bag. That's seriously so much gas coming into the bank. Now, 3 Dark Templars are on the way, and we do have a shuttle there queued up for Lucky Bag. He's going to go for a shuttle Dark Templar drop into Mong's base. Mong is preparing for it because he used his scan there on the front. Saw no robos in the front, and I think Mong at this point is used to Lucky Bag's bull orders. They've played so many times, and Lucky Bag really does like going for Dark Templars. So he prepared for Dark Templars, although Dark Templars are actually... where are they? He could have cancelled them. I no longer see Dark Templars anywhere on the map. Oh, there they are. They were there on the front. Difficult to see those little motherfuckers. Invisible, and they're gonna fly across the map and find a pretty good spot to fly in from. This is basically usually the spot where people get turrets latest into the game. They always get them first on the sides, and then right here on the corner. So yeah, he gets found out. The 1 Dark Templar is in the base, gets killed, the scan gets used. He has well, he's almost on scan energy for 1 more scan. 2 bunkers in the front, empty. Well, 1 is filled up with Marines, the other 1 is empty. Very quickly going to build turrets on the other last remaining corner where no turrets currently are, and he's going to take them down with 1 Dark Templar, and the other Dark Templar is going to move forward and start attacking units to kill. Goes for the tank there, uses the scan, tank survives, the other Dark Templar there kills turret number 2, well, kills the SCV, the turret stays alive, so now Dark Templar number 2 there, running away to a safe, no, yes, no, it is no longer safe. No longer safe. Lucky Bag assumed that this exact little corner there was still within detection range. It wasn't, but he assumed it was, so he just, like, I'm just going to let my Dark Templar die. I'm not going to pay attention to it, because if there's only this small little corner where you can keep the Dark Templar, you might as well just let it die, because you can't use it. So now 47 SCVs there for Mong. Storm Drop is finished for Lucky Bag. We're already at 7:40 into the game. So the Storm Drop is going to be in pretty late. 4 Templars and 2 Reavers. Pretty strong combination. Shuttle speed finishes up right about now. And, ooh, he's got the shuttle from earlier has been saved. So he's going to use a triple shuttle drop with 5 Templars, 2 Zealots, and 2 Reavers. Here back at home is on 60 probes. Got 2 Stargates for Corsairs. And, of course, for carriers later on in the game. He has his Robos here on the bottom corner. Got 4 robos in total, 1 still on the way, and there's drop number 2 ready to be loaded up and flown in. So first drop number 1 comes in from the top right corner, goes in, flies in over turrets and over Marines. Mong responds to it very quickly. His map awareness is just absolutely pristine. Dodge storm number 1, dodge storm number 2. Not that great though. That wasn't a great dodge. It was not a great dodge. And another storm there gets taken down, gets sniped by the siege tanks, and the rear's going to try to get some shots off on a supply depot. Supply depot's gonna get repaired there though. He's got a pretty good tank line there, covers most of this area. This area here on the left side, not really well covered. Another drop there comes in from the southern side. Definitely looks to be the weak side, although the Marines are sniping the shuttles out of the air, but only 1 shuttle makes it through. There's nothing inside though. He sniped the 2 correct shuttles by pure chance. You're basically gambling at that point. Which of the 3 shuttles are the Templars in? The tank top here coming out from Lucky Bag. Flies across, looking for a spot to unload. Cannons from Lucky Bag very well placed, but the siege tanks do siege up and they do stay alive for a little bit too long, and 1 gets a shot off, but it shoots on the... what did it shoot on? The cannon right in front of it. Because there were no probes anywhere close to shoot on, so might as well just attack the cannon or not even pay attention to it. Like when you notice something is not going to work, you just ignore it. let it die. That's basically what you can do on fastest. On normal maps, not really viable. 2 Templars, they're on the scene. Templars storming, 10 SCVs dodging the storms, but I think he still lost about 5 or 6 SCVs there in total. But at least he's still alive on 43 SCVs. Very low on minerals though. That doesn't look that great, but he does have rates on the way to help him with the anti-drop defense. 5 gateways there for Lucky Back. He's throwing out storm drops really rapidly. His drops are pretty well executed. Only one of them got significant amounts of damage done. The ones that followed up, not that much damage yet, but he's about to be able to throw down a whole lot more damage at Mong because he's getting a lot of gateways. He's going to switch over into a gateway army, I'm sure. He's got 5 robotics for basically non-stop shuttles coming out here into the choke point. He's got Reaver Damager on the way as well. He's got Kandarian Amulet for the High Templar on the way. Things are looking to be rolling for Lucky Back. He just has to keep dealing damage to Mong, who at this point looks to be recovering quite well. Already back on 57 SCVs. His supply is a little bit low, but compared to Lucky Back's supply, his supply is not that bad. Comes in from the front side, flies straight for the SCVs. Mong with a very slow response. Now this is dangerous. Gets some SCV kills. Storms gets more kills. Killed about 16. I think he killed about 16 or 18. So yeah, Mong is not taking huge amounts of damage, but Lucky Back is doing just enough damage. Enough damage to keep Mong somewhat small, to keep him occupied, to stop him from accelerating into the late game with a completely filled out base. But Mong is holding out pretty well. He's holding up pretty well, although I would like to see more bunkers around his command centers, because at the moment, bunkers, I do believe, would really change the command center defense. Because Lucky Back is going for very big drops. He's got Reavers there ready to be picked up, loaded up, and flown across into into Mong's base. I just choked on some saliva. Not sure how it happened, but it happened. So give me a moment to recover. Just give me a moment to recover. I'm really not sure how that happened. He's picking everything up. He's almost maxed out. Yeah, okay. Now it feels better. No, not yet. Doesn't feel better yet. So there in the front, shuttles there once again, flying over the choke, because that appears to be the weakest place in Mong's base, and he's unloading a couple stuff there on the front. Now the raids are coming in to snipe the shuttle, so Lucky Back forced to pretty much unload in a pretty unfavorable spot, and not everything immediately unloads. That drop just went completely wrong. That just went completely wrong. That's, sometimes it happens. Half of the shuttles were not unloading. And now the shuttles are dying as well, so he has to make new shuttles. He was just making Reavers from the Robos. He was just making Zealots. And he was reusing shuttles from earlier. But now those shuttles are dead and gone, so he now actually cannot immediately throw out yet another mass drop. He has to give Mong time that Mong really needs, and in which Lucky Back actually doesn't want to give him. But Lucky Back doesn't really have a choice. He has to give Mong time to breathe, because all the shuttles are dead and gone. Lucky Back has also cannons on the middle here, keeping Mong contained, getting pylons all over the map just to make sure that he can see everything everywhere. The Lucky Back is really playing this really nicely. I've said it before, but I really like what he's doing. Sadly though, only 2 drops have managed to get results. Everything else has kind of almost gotten results, but not quite. And here again, Corsair is being stupid because he attack moved them. Which means he's kind of forced to unload there on the bottom corner, which actually turns out to be a pretty good spot to unload at. Because he's killing the turrets there, he's getting storms off on raids. Mong is microing the raids really well. Course is returning back home. I'm 100% sure that Lucky Back actually wanted to fly deeper in, but of course, there is the problem of raids existing. And the raids could have easily killed 4 shuttles. So most of the units inside the shuttles would have died before he arrived at the command center. So he kind of forced to unload prematurely. Not what he wanted, but what he had to do. Basically, the last 6 minutes has been a lot of Lucky Bag not quite being allowed to drop in the exact manner that he wants to. He's kind of getting cock-blocked, in my opinion. So this time around is going to be a double drop from the right and from the left. Left one is a big drop, and that's going to be a distraction from the very small drop. The small drop is going to aim... It's empty. Okay. I'm wrong. It's going to be a small drop and a big drop. The small drop is a fake drop, and it's going to draw those Wraiths and Valkyries away from the real drop. This is pretty smart. He's showing this on purpose. He's flying away, and now the real drop comes in from the left side. Lucky Bag with the smart plays, the smart setups. He's outsmarting Mong. Comes in, arrives on the scene. Templars are right there. Templars are storming, kills about 8 SCVs. Got one more storm. They're inside, but storms on the Valkyries and a Wraith instead because he cannot quite reach the Zealots. But now the Zealots are getting some SCV kills with the splash damage from the tanks. And he's killing turrets on the left and on the right. Mostly on the left. So that was all in all actually a pretty good drop. Mong gets from 78 SCVs down to 58, now already on 62 because he's got 6 command centers in total, which is absolutely bonkers. That's a huge amount. Most of his supply depots are for some reason in the front, but it actually kind of works until, of course, they all die to a frontal mass attack. And the follow-up drop there coming from the left side. Once again, Mong slow with the response, sends his SVs to safety. Lucky Bag unloads a Reaver, but he gets taken down. That is Templars and the Reavers, and once again he gets every... Well, yeah, this is pretty much every single SCV on the minerals taken down by the Reavers and the Templars, and Mong is kind of feeling bad. Because it looks like Mong didn't hotkey all of his SCVs. He's been so occupied running back and forth for the last 2 minutes against all those shuttle drops. He's occupied rebuilding, occupied surviving. Now he's occupied surviving from a really bad position. Like, his minerals are very low. He's only got 30 SCVs, of which some are still mining gas. And a drop once again comes in, but the Valkyries respond in time. Will the Valkyries kill everything? No, they won't, as Lucky Bag very quickly unloads and storms on the Valkyries, but mostly misses the storms because the Valkyries very quickly relocate and avoid getting stormed. So no mineral damage this time around, but Mong still in a pretty bad shape on 137 supply. Does have the Valkyries as drop defense. He's flying back and forth non-stop. Whereas Lucky Bag is preparing a carrier tech switch later on into the game. Currently he's got gateway units on 1-2-1. Shuttle's getting intercepted by the Valkyrie. Unloads on the high ground on the hill. Actually, that's a really good unload. So now we can at least take care of those siege tanks. But Mong, because Mong has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scans. He's scanning a Lucky Bag's base pretty much every single time that he has scan energy. And by doing that, he's able to keep track of when Lucky Bag, his shuttles leave the base, or if they are still there, or if they have already left. And that information of keeping track with his scans where the shuttles are is allowing him to move his Valkyries around to kill those shuttles. I really like that very active Valkyrie play, flying back and forth. Down 50, 60 SCVs. He's recovering really quick. Valkyries are in the wrong location, though. They're quickly relocating. They're going to intercept the shuttle. Shuttles are split up, though. And a couple of shuttles do unload, but it's... Oh, there's some Templars in the mix as well, but the Templars are too far away to storm on the SCVs. And instead, he gets splash damage from the tanks onto the SCVs. Oh, I like Lucky Bag's Protoss play so much. And he also puts those Zealots to work on the top right corner. Gonna kill the refinery. And once again, Mong is down to low minerals. 48 SCVs. He really should start sending his SCVs to this corner instead of keeping them here close to his command center. He's basically... Oh, another drop comes in. He's not gonna let me finish speaking. Then those Templars are there. Templars... Oh, SCVs are running away, but a little bit too late. And once again gets 6 kills. At this point, it is getting a little bit frustrating that Mong doesn't seem to have all of his SCVs hotkeyed, and he's kind of going for the short dodge to his gas instead of to the gas on another base, which he's able to do. But being broke is not gonna slow Mong down. He's staying active, staying proactive. Another drop there comes in, runs to the gas once again. Templars are on the scene. We have Zealots there on top of the tanks. SCVs dodge the storms, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Templars in total. And Mong again gets completely decimated. All of his SCVs are blown to bits. And now there's Zealots on top of his SCVs. And he kills more SCVs with the splash damage from the tanks. Look, Mong here is trying to fight back a little bit with tanks on the high ground. Not quite working. 2, 3, 2 upgrades there for Lucky Bag. He's got 2 carriers finished up from 5 Stargates. It's going to be a very slow carrier production. He does have a couple more Stargates. Another drop? No, not another drop. Yes, another 6 Stargates here on the top left. And he's building a huge amount of shield batteries here to, well, heal up those carrier shields later on into the game. So Shuttle comes in without Corsair support, unloading there on the left side. Templars are nowhere to be seen, but he does get those Zealots there into Mong's base to start killing those turrets. Lucky Bag honestly is really showing a very, very strong Protoss. And Mong is hanging on by a thread. Only thing I would have loved to see from Lucky Bag is a switch over into a ground army frontal mass attack. The drops are working, but the drops are not killing. I think that's a huge difference. The drops are working, but they're not killing. And I think a switch up into a frontal mass attack, honestly, could have won him the game a little while ago, but he really wants to go for the carrier shuttle combination, which honestly, it's a very damn strong combination. And I kind of want to see what the upgrades are on the carriers. I can't see because the production there on the bottom is in the way. So the upgrades here for Mong on the air are 2-2 and the ground is on 3-3. So despite all of the abuse, all of the damage, all of the attacks from Lucky Bag, he has been able to get his upgrades, which is very impressive. It's very impressive to still be able to get those upgrades despite being in pretty bad shape, economically speaking. So Lucky Bag now has how many carriers prepared? That's 10. He's got 1 more on the way, and 2 Arbiters are somewhere on the way as well. He's got 3 more carriers on the way. He's going for 13. Bit of an odd number. Got shuttles prepared there in the front as well, ready to fly in and once again start dealing damage on the economy of Mong. Mong, well, 6 command centers. He's recovering pretty damn fast. But the downside is he doesn't really have that big of an army. 70 SCVs there though. Goliaths and Valkyries fighting back against the carriers. Carriers are looking for a spot to cover for the shuttle. Shuttle gets intercepted, flies away. Shuttle gonna get taken down there by the Valkyries. Beautifully done there by Mong. Very, very aware of his surroundings and the situation. Valkyries returning back to the shield batteries to recover those shields. Basically gonna be a rinse and repeat there from Lucky Bag. Fly in, leave, and fly in and leave, and he's going to do that until he gets some advantages. Mong though now actually looks to be in his strongest shape so far this game. Goliaths, Valkyries, Arbiters are on the way though from Lucky Bag, and they do have stasis researched. Shuttles coming in, shuttles getting ignored, as if he's not running away, as if he's not running away, as if he's run away, but they're running away 12 by 12, and he loses 20 of them. And Lucky Bag has done what he wanted to. He got onto the SCVs. 53 SCVs still alive. Now he's killing turrets on the side with some really good carrier micro. More Valkyries spawn there, staying at a pretty safe distance. He's got 4 starports there on the right side. So he's got about 9 Valkyries in total at the moment. The Valkyries might become a liability when the Arbiters come in with this stasis. Lucky Back here, very smart choice to build cannons on the hillside. Because that will keep the Valkyries away from chasing the carriers. But Mong very quickly responds, moves his tanks into position to take down those cannons. But now carriers are coming in to take down the tanks. Huge chaotic fight here. Huge chaotic fight. Carriers do retreat after the tanks have been taken down. We got a drop there on the right side. A tank on the high ground there, by pure chance, spots out the drop. Looking back very quickly, moves out of its vision, but he's going to fly into the racer on the top right corner. And he turns around once again. One Wraith is on the chase though. But Mong is being distracted there on the left side. On the right side, we got a drop there coming in. Does Mong notice this drop coming in from the right side? No, he doesn't notice. It unloads. There's Templars. There's everything. And he storms every single SCV to Kingdom Come. And yeah, Mong, again, pretty bad shape here. He's in a pretty bad shape. He should have noticed, but he was just so occupied fighting against the carriers on the left side. It's so tough playing in this situation. Mong, though, is still alive, and that's what matters. Him still being alive means he still has a chance. So the tanks are clearing out the cannons. Got Tempas on the high ground, storming on the Valkyrie, storming on the tank, storming on the Goliath, storming every single little bit of surface area, but not really getting any significant kills. So the carriers, once again, do retreat. The Valkyrie Goliath combination is doing its job of keeping those carriers away, and it helps, of course, that he's fully upgraded on every single unit, whereas Lucky Back seems to still be on level 1 air attack, which actually might be slowing his carrier attacks here. We have an Arbiter, and the Arbiter is hunting for the Valkyries. Carriers go in, flying forward, microing. Arbiter can't go in. Arbiter gets sniped by the Goliaths. Very impressive there from Mong. Immediately spots it out, takes it down. Looking back, flew a little bit too close to the sun. But he's got one more Arbiter here back at home. And he's got another one on the way very soon as well. He's getting a recall too. And we've got another couple upgrades there on the way for both players. Mong, though, close to maxing out once again on 60 SCVs. Minerals still very low, but his gas is very high. And he's now putting tanks up on the high ground to start pushing back those cannons. Look back is relocating. Where is he going to go? He's building shield batteries on the middle now. He's basically just building shield batteries everywhere he can. Honestly, a very good Protoss here from Lucky Back. He is a Protoss expert, so that goes without saying. Microing back and forth there in the front. There's no tanks anywhere close. Tank is sieging up there in the back. Oh, the Zealots and the Dragoons are getting through. And they're attacking the turrets. Really good target firing there. Manually selecting those turrets. Got a drop there coming in from the top left. While Mong is distracted by other things happening in his base. SBs are running away. 12 by 12, not hotkey. He actually got all of them out of there. All of them managed to get out of there. But now we've got a wide open hole in the front. We've got damaged turrets on the sides. Looking back, very slowly advancing. Very slowly advancing. But Mong also very slowly recovering to a healthy economy and a healthy army size. And Lucky Back did kill a lot of his probes. So his money is slowly draining, and he might have to put all the probes that are currently on the gas onto the minerals, because he does have 11,000 gas. Another drop there loaded up, going to the top left side, and an Arbiter entering the middle to, of course, get a stasis on those Valkyries. And I think when he gets a stasis on the Valkyries, it is going to be a definitive game changer. Gets a stasis, gets most of them, 3 Arbiters still in the air. carriers now have pretty much free fire on everything. Drop there on the top left, also coming in there from the top left. There's tanks on the high ground. Turrets are trying their best to take it down, but Mong is distracted. He pulls the SBs to safety. It's only Zealots. There's no Templars. It's only Zealots, but this is really annoying here. Because now the Zealots are killing SCVs. He's moving tanks from the front to the back, while the carriers are still flying back and forth, killing everything they can, mostly focused on the turrets, mostly focused on the tanks. Mong is running low on minerals. He's clearing out the Zealot in the back. But now the carriers are still flying back and forth with superb control, and more Zealots are now gonna walk in through the front door, as most of the tanks have been taken down and moved to the back. All the supply depots in the front got taken down, which now actually means Mong is supply blocked and actually cannot make a ground army. He's got Valkyries everywhere. But what does he really need? Zealots. The Valkyries do take down the carriers with ease because there's so many Valkyries. Tanks are spawning as well, but we already have Zealots in the base. And we've got another Zealot mass attack there being prepared in Lucky Bag's base. Lucky Bag really is consistently pressuring Mong, slowly tearing him apart with precise attacks left and right, target firing down most structures because structures have to be rebuilt. And rebuild structures, like, it takes some APM, it takes a lot of actions out of you. Mong, though, is doing his best to recover. Tanks are sieging up there in the front. Zealots are streaming out of Lucky Bag's base straight into Mong's base. And now at this point, Lucky Bag, Mong really has to start considering just killing most of his Valkyries. Because at this point, his Valkyries are actually gonna make him... It's already over. Never mind, it is already over. I think Mong realizes that the game is at this point over. There's Zealots in between the factories on top of his tanks, Valkyries in the air just hanging there, not doing anything useful. He's getting overrun by the tech switch. He over-invested into Valkyries. He was like, I gotta kill these carriers and I gotta kill them fast. But then he overshot the mark and went for like 24 Valkyries when he actually had to prepare for a tech switch. And I think he realized when those Zealots started streaming in that the game was over. Lucky Bag just with an absolutely amazing Protoss, taking down the amazing Terran from Mong, although Mong this time around had a really poor SCV pool. His SCVs just kept dying time and time again because he was going for the short dodge, not the long dodge, and he didn't have them all hotkeyed. And I really do think this game shows why you hotkey at least 36 SCVs. At least 36. Because having 36 minerals on, I think 36 SCVs on the minerals for a Terran, it's a lot of income. Because Terran units generally don't die that much. They tend to stay alive for pretty long. Anyway, all that aside, both players played amazingly well. That was game number 1 between these two, and we're gonna get more games between these two because these two played like 9 games in a row on September 22nd of the year 2019. So thank you for watching. I'm RJB for RJB TV, and I do hope to see you return sometime in the future when I return with game number 2.